derived from the French word orb and the Latin orbis, meaning sphere, circle, or globe. In its original context, an orb was a metal ball topped with a cross, typically made using precious metals and jewels. The ancient Romans perceived an orb as a symbol of power, as the ball represented the universe as an all-connected, unified whole. Early Christians adapted the orb by placing a cross at the top of the sphere to signify the world dominated by Christianity. In the year 1014, Holy Roman Emperor Henry II became the first to hold the orb in his hands during his coronation. Britain's sovereign orb features 9 emeralds, 18 rubies, 9 sapphires, 365 diamonds, and 375 pearls. Created in 1661, this orb symbolizes that the monarch's power is provided directly from God.
In the field of paranormal research, an orb commonly represents a photographic phenomenon, usually spherical in nature, and is one of the most controversial topics within the community. Although it is believed by many that an orb may be spiritual in nature, it is argued by others that these ghost artifacts are nothing more than dirty camera lenses, skin cells, and dust. So, which is true? In order to answer this the best that we can, we must first look into the specifics of each argument, as it is possible that both cases may hold water.
Then she would see this here glow, and it would form into a ball, electromagnetic ghost ball, and then it would go into a cigar shape, and she'd see this dark form moving all around the room.
The idea of capturing evidence of an afterlife on film dates back to the 18th century, when photographers such as William Mumler made claims that he could photograph those who paid a fee alongside the spirits of their ascended relatives and others. One of Mumler's most notable captures is a photograph of Mary Todd Lincoln posing with the alleged spirit of Abraham Lincoln. It was later discovered that these ghostly manifestations were the result of improperly cleaned photographic plates, which caused double exposures of previous clients. After being ordered to appear before the court, American showman and circus show manager P.T. Barnum testified against Mumler, accusing him of taking advantage of his grieving subjects, many of which had lost their loved ones as a result of the American Civil War. Adding a bit of fuel to the fire, it was also discovered that at least one of his so-called spirits was in fact still alive.
She's alive! Alive!
Despite the evidence against him, Mumler was ultimately acquitted and stuck to regular photography from then on. The popularity of alleged spirit photography began to fade by the 1920s as skeptics such as Harry Houdini set out to debunk the practice altogether.
Investigators did stay at the Carousel Gardens.
Yes.
And I think it was like 2 nights, and they did get ghost globules. Maybe we can show some of those pictures of the ghost globules. Which are round, sphere-like objects. These will be seen and picked up by the camera.
Okay, now here's
These
a few
are
here.
the outside. Yeah, that's outside the restaurant.
It's a gorgeous place.
Yeah,
it really
I want to
is.
focus in on that.
Victorian building.
You see
Only
those
in
around?
haunted areas where you find this type of phenomena. Can you turn that around? I think there's some more pictures there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now you can see some large ghost globules.
Yes.
Now this is the electromagnetic energy which is drawn from the plant life around the building, the trees, the grass, so forth. They will form into large globules, and then they will move about and sometimes go into a cigar shape and then go into a form of a ghost or an apparition.
Even today, capturing so-called ghostly manifestations in photographs or video is considered to be a controversial subject. In an age where technology makes it easier than ever to fabricate these types of findings, even genuine, unexplainable anomalies fall victim to criticism. Among the mists, the shadows, the light rods, and the apparent full-body apparitions, no other anomaly has been argued for or argued against than the almighty king of the conundrums, the orb.
In metaphysics, an orb is believed to be the possible manifestation of electromagnetic energy, symbolizing the presence of a spiritual entity. Although they go by many names, like ghost orbs or spirit orbs, they all describe the appearance of a globe-like ball of light, many times white in color and semi-transparent. Some even appear to produce their own light and can be seen with the naked eye.
Although it is common to see orbs in so-called haunted locations, these can be captured virtually anywhere, day or night, and come in a variety of sizes and colors. It is believed by many that the color of an orb represents either what type of spirit is present or what emotion a particular spirit is or was experiencing. This is tricky territory, as the definitions of orb colors tend to vary from source to source. Some state that blue orbs, for example, represent a healing energy, while to others, blue is a symbol of a spirit guide. Though color definitions can vary due to different belief systems, red orbs are typically associated with protective, caretaking energy. The most common orbs are usually white or gray and appear either solid or transparent. These artifacts represent to many a positive spirit energy, such as an ascended loved one, and have even been referred to as angelic in nature. In contrast, black is always translated as negative or evil. When capturing orbs on video, it can be quite interesting to see them appear, especially while conducting an investigation. Countless times, we have encountered these ourselves, and of course, find it unusual when they seem to manifest on cue.
Right, because they could be dust, they could be bugs, whatever,
Right.
which is true.
But you guys caught the dust. Didn't you catch the dust downstairs?
We had some dust, yeah, for sure.
It was like really thick.
I heard like little bangs.
I heard something, yeah.
Like it was like a,
That ain't good enough.
but it was smaller.
We need it to be louder, please.
Do you need help?
There was another two.
Yeah, I heard him too. So is that you, Tyler?
All I did was barely brush up.
Oh my god.
It's like a,
Yeah, that was 2 taps.
I heard,
Yeah.
While it's possible to capture orbs even in broad daylight, the most common instances are usually captured while using either a camera flash or infrared light. Because light is a critical ingredient for producing an image, a flash is necessary in dark environments. Otherwise, the camera won't be able to see what it's doing.
Oh! I can't see! I can't see!
Infrared works by flooding the area with light, except on a spectrum our eyes cannot process. When using flash photography, the flash will momentarily provide enough light for the camera lens to snap the image. Anything in front of the lens will be illuminated and subsequently captured on film. And yes, this includes insects, dust particles, strands of hair, and even the silk from spider webs. The claim that most of these alleged orbs are merely a result of dirty lenses and light reflections is indeed a strong one.
Before we go any further, I think we should get our proton packs.
Good idea.
In photography, orbs are known as backscatter, an optical phenomenon resulting in circular artifacts on an image due to the camera's flash being reflected from unfocused motes of dust, water droplets, or other particles in the air or water. The closer the flash is to the camera lens, the higher the likelihood of reflections. By conducting a simple experiment, we should be able to determine whether or not dust is in fact the culprit behind many, if not the majority, of so-called orb phenomenon.
To do this, we set up a pair of cameras, a common digital camera for still shots, and an infrared camera to record the video. Utilizing the backstage area of a 96-year-old former vaudeville theater, we began to sweep the old hardwood floor, eventually gathering a decent collection of dusty goodies. Watch what happens when a handful of dusty goodies is blown into view of the camera and is picked up by the infrared light. I can see it on camera too, but it looks like smoke. It looks like, it doesn't look like, oh, okay, we just got a good orb.
Can you see us?
Now, there are two things that could be happening here. Either the infrared light and flash are indeed reflecting off of these dust particles, creating an identical anomaly to that of alleged spirit orbs, or we secretly loaded our pile of dirt with ghosts. One of these conclusions probably isn't true. As you can see, much of what is considered to be spiritual energy manifesting into 3D space may not be. But what exactly have we shown here? That all orbs are fake? Not exactly. While it is true that a variety of environmental objects can and do become visible on film, in countless documented cases, some of these orb anomalies have bizarre patterns of movement, unlike those of insects, and can even follow someone around a room. They can appear and disappear at the most perfect synchronistic times, change shape, and even appear so solid and brightly you don't even need a camera to see them. And what about colored orbs? It could be argued that the light refracting from within the water droplets could cause a prism effect, with the color of the orb being determined by the angle of the flash, camera lens, etc. But the conditions would need to be so precise, it's very unlikely that this could continuously be the case. In addition to that, many of the colors examined and documented over the years are outside of the ones you would see during a light refraction. While inadvertently capturing anomalies on film, many investigators have reported atmospheric changes and mood changes, even cold spots and the smell of ozone around the time the orbs were captured, before they're even aware of the capture. But are they really spirits from the afterlife? Could some of these anomalies be our lost loved ones stopping by to say hello? Could they be the manifestation of angelic or even demonic entities? Or could they be nothing supernatural at all? The truth is, when it comes to anything paranormal, there are no experts. None. Not even one. Proving the existence of an afterlife has always yielded mixed results, varied interpretation, and a high level of skepticism.
Are you the guys hiding out in the attic?
We're ghosts.
Even great minds like Thomas Edison attempted to create a spirit phone, which he believed could capture particles of an ascended person's memory, allowing one to communicate from beyond the grave. His results proved inconclusive. On the other hand, an abundance of photographs, video footage, audio recordings, and personal experiences that simply cannot be explained do exist. Due to some of the things we have experienced firsthand, not only as a team, but throughout our lives individually, it would be impossible for us to say that every object you encounter on film is simply lens flares, insects, or dust. In the realm of quantum science, what you subconsciously believe to be true is. That is, what you believe to be true becomes true for you in your life experience. For those who believe the number 13 is unlucky, it is. For those who don't, it isn't. Is every artifact that is captured evidence of a spiritual being? Not likely. Are there some that are? Maybe. After all things are possible. Will the mystery of orbs ever truly be solved? Maybe it should never be. Maybe the only thing that really matters is what you believe. And that is everything you need to know about orbs.